Hi, I'm Greta Garcia, and I worked on the unit lesson with Viri Sanchez for World Languages and Cultures. Um, we did I did French, and she does Spanish, so we kind of did it together for both of our languages, focusing on vocabulary for the home for a class of heritage speakers. One of the important ways we want to foster interpersonal dialogue and build on those relationships and sense of community in the classroom in order to create a classroom that is culturally responsive and uses culturally responsive and sustaining pedagogy is in community building activities that we incorporate in the beginning and end of class. These are things that give us the opportunity to talk to each other and connect as a class community in the beginning of class, and then ideally also take time to focus on mental well being and practice mindfulness at the end of every class session. So during our warm ups for every class, we want to go over the objectives so that that is understood and clear and conveyed to students in a multiple through multiple means. So it's written on the board, it's spoken out loud, they're reading it together. Everybody can see clearly what the objective for the day is and what the agenda is going to be. And during our warm up, we will also take time to ask students how they're doing, if they want to share any information about stuff that's going on in their lives. Other good ways to do this are to have a person of the day or like a news bulletin where we can focus on some of the extracurricular activities or community events that are happening around us. Our high expectations are conveyed to students consistently from the time that they've started the class throughout their time in our classroom. And part of the way we do that is by stopping class if expectations are not being met or if learning isn't happening and waiting for everyone to get on the same page. Um, and also by having physical reminders of expectations for every single possible procedure or behavioral expectation in the form of posters in the classroom before we change to another kind of activity. Like if we're going to be doing silent reading, we'll go over the silent reading expectations again before we start that activity, just to keep us all on top of our expectations for our behaviors and procedures. Because our unit focuses on vocabulary for the home and is intended for use with heritage speakers who are already very likely able to communicate in the target language with a certain amount of nuance and expertise, we are able to promote non essentializing conceptions of culture in this unit by exploring the kinds of homes that exist in other cultures and like culturally what really makes a home. We should be able to discuss a little bit more in depth this kind of topic compared to a class of complete beginners. And this should be interesting because we can also talk about the environmental impact of the American suburban lifestyle goal that exists out there. This idea that everyone needs a large three-bedroom house with two stories and a yard that they own and a grass lawn that they water. This unit with this class of heritage speakers is a good opportunity to kind of um, deconstruct that idea of that being like the ideal house and talk about what makes a home environmentally sustainable, what makes a home suitable in other parts of the world,